Well, today's special guest on the podcast, all the way from Sydney, the great Joel Wojcik of the WCG in Australia. Joel, great to see you, mate. How have you been?
Oh, I've been really well, thanks, Alex, mate. Thanks for having me on. It's been a long time coming, this one. I've really wanted to get on and have a chat about it because for me, you guys coming over and that Ashes series was just magic, mate. For sort of like a backyard competition, it was just something that I'm sure you guys will never forget. But for me, it was just the effort you guys put in and hopefully what you got out of it. It was just unreal, mate. So, yeah, thanks for having me on.
Well, I think we would say all the same stuff back. The effort you guys put into laying that on for us as well was amazing. And again, we share the same sort of sentiment. It was one of the best sort of couple of weeks of most of our lives, I think.
100%.
Didn't always go the way we wanted on the pitch, which we're going to see today in this video. But how do you look back on it there? Now it's been sort of a couple of years since we were out there. What's the first sort of memories or recollections that springs to mind when you think of our trip out there?
Oh, mate, it's funny, right? Because as we sort of spoke about before we were recording, we've sort of had a little bit of a hiatus since you guys come over, right? So
yeah,
for me, it's just it's sort of the last sort of memories we have there, and just the barbecues after, the catch ups, just getting to know you fellas, and even the cricket. Like the cricket was competitive, as you'd expect, and it was. I look back on it with really fond memories, mate. It was a great trip, and I always think about, how would they have felt about it, like being in a different country, sort of not really knowing anyone else. But you guys handled it a treat, mate, and I look back on it with the greatest of memories.
Yeah, so do we. Like, so yeah, we absolutely loved it. Sydney was beautiful. You guys are very lucky to be able to live there. We thought it was a really great place. Do you remember coming back to this moment here? So where we're at today, what we're going to be doing today is the very first game of that tour, the Ashes Test match. You're coming in now at 120 for 4.
Yeah.
Do you remember before we came out, had you seen any of our channel? Did you know much about us? What were your memories of what you thought of us before this series started?
I had. So leading in the months leading up to it, Brendan and organised sort of a day where we all got together and we were watching your channel when you guys were playing in the indoor comp. I think you were playing in like a gymnasium or something.
Yeah, old sports hall, yeah.
Yeah. So I saw a fair bit of that, and we sort of went through and had a look at what everyone was sort of bringing to the table, and I think we were talking off air as well. A few of the players that we sort of took note of didn't end up coming over, but from the guys that did, we sort of did our homework and had a little bit of idea of what we're up against. But I mean, coming in at 4 for 122, I felt like in a way the pressure wasn't really on. I mean, I felt like I was nervous as hell, but to be honest with you, when I came in, but I felt like could just go out there and sort of take it easy and see a few, and then sort of play my game once I got my eye in. So, but yeah, we did do our homework, and I guess that sort of helped us out, I guess you could say. So yeah. But it was great memories. Like even looking back at it now, like just the jersey, the number, the name, like it's a surreal experience. Like,
have you still got the jersey? Is that Wojcik jersey still alive?
Yeah, I've got every jersey that I've ever worn there. Actually, from being the Australia Day T20s that we do, the Test matches, all that. Yeah, I keep them safe, mate. It's a good memory. Yeah, I love it. Something that I love.
Well, I suspect.
Actually, to be fair, sorry to cut you off. I actually think I gave mine to. Who did I give mine
has one of our boys got yours?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of.
Yeah, we did swap a few, didn't we?
It is. Yeah, I don't know if I gave it to Guppy or it might have been Yusuf, Sharif. I can't remember, man. Anyways, doesn't matter.
Yeah, whatever. So one of ours has got yours. Yeah,
they do. Yeah, and I think I've still got his too. But I can't remember who it was. After a few beers, you just sort of forget.
Yeah. So, coming here, we'll get this started for you then. So this is coming here at 122 for 4. I mean, I know it's a long time ago now, but do you remember what you were thinking here? We're sort of 20-ish overs in at this point. You've had a chance to have a look at the bowlers. Do you remember sort of what your plan was at this moment coming into the innings?
Look, I think here you saw that when that camera panned around my face. Even there, I'm sort of smiling, but that's a bit of a brave front, mate. I was actually shitting myself. Just one because I wanted to make a good impression, obviously, and Two, I just thought, like, you know, if I can sort of get my eye in and start hitting it, like I know the ground well, I know the pitch well, and I'm not too sure if you guys had seen much of what I'd done, but the field that you had set there was not too bad, but I love the fact that I didn't like the fact he was bowling around the wicket here because I was sort of more of an offside player, but no, it was. I was very tentative at the start, and you can sort of see I fall across a bit and whatever early on in my innings and play with that bit of a rash shot there. But that's just the nervous energy coming out, mate. And I'm always like that in my innings. I don't know what it is. It could be in the backyard, it could be playing grade, but it's all how I've always been.
And you can see in the top there, last 3 overs, 3 for 15. You were coming in under a little bit of pressure because we were on a bit of a rampage here. We'd had a bad start. Daniel Arnold had got a lot of runs.
That's true. That's right.
We were on a little bit of a rampage at this point. And I think Jake here, from memory, I think he bowls a really good over at you here.
Yeah,
and I think this may have been a turning point in the game because had he got you out in this over, who knows? Maybe it wouldn't have made a difference. But this game and then potentially the series might have turned out a little differently.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, there you go. So that's sort of my bread and butter there, sort of short and wide, you know, a bit of width outside off stump. But you got the 3 on the offside there, so that's my main hitting zone. Oh God, I feel like I'm giving you all my secrets, but
well, we'd seen you before we came because you had the you were coming into this in form. I think the year before this, you'd made the record score at the WCG, and we'd had a look at you.
Yeah. That's
our
correct.
feeling was that you maybe the vulnerable area with you might have been if we could get a Yorker into you early on.
Yes,
that was where we thought we might have some luck. And Jake's our best Yorker bowler, which around that.
There we go. Yeah,
that's what we were targeting early. But once that didn't work, I think we were in trouble.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I sort of like to play nice and straight when I come in early, and then I sort of when I can get the width and sort of use the offside a bit. That's where I like to go. But yeah, I think that ball that he bowled just the previous one there, I even sort of said to him, mate, that was a good ball because I looked to drive and then I just had to check my shot there at the last minute. But no, mate, like I said, just watching this sort of gives me goosebumps thinking about it because I remember the feelings that I was going through and like how nervous I was and to make a few runs.
We found that it is amazing how you forget all of this stuff, but then once you start watching it back, all them memories come flooding back in, don't they? The sights and the smells and the feelings and all that stuff.
Yeah, 100%, mate. He's a good fella too. Maguire, he's good. I've been meaning to try and catch up with him. I'm not too sure if he's still living out here at the moment.
He's not now. He came back about 2 or 3 months ago.
Okay,
I think he is planning to go back. But he's here at the minute. At the time of recording, he's here at the minute.
Oh, perfect, mate.
Yeah, but he was out there for a little while. He stayed, I think. I don't think he came back with us. I think he stayed when we left.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. And he was working at a restaurant somewhere. I can't remember, in the city, close to the city. Yeah. But, how are all the boys anyway? I can see
they're all good.
They're all going well. That's good.
Yeah, everybody's still in touch. We've obviously some of the players, but a lot of this team all played for the same club side. That's obviously changed in the last couple of years where people have moved to different teams and things, but all still in touch and all still involved in the backyard stuff. And
perfect.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. All right, what's he got here? What's he going to do here?
He didn't have a great tour with the ball, Jimmy, but I think he bowled okay. That's a pudding. Oh
yeah, that's where
bad
I like
from us all round. Ricky should have stopped that as well. That's bad for you. You didn't hit that cleanly either.
No,
we're going to blame that on the bat, are we? Yeah, bat's broken.
No. Actually, I went through this right, so I think at some point I changed the bat because that bat there was I think it's an old fence paling, like literally, and once I had a few clicks, I gave it like a few swings or whatever, I could just hear the handle clicking. So I was like, oh, what's going on here? But I think halfway through this innings or at some point I'd end up changing the bat. Maybe that was another game. I can't remember. But I was just, get this real. Here we go. Here's a nemesis. Put away for 4.
Well, he's interesting. I wanted to talk to you about Gerps because you later went on to you played him really well in this innings, but we made a mistake. Myself and Ricky as captain and vice captain, we asked Gerps to focus on his leg spinner. And we realised, and he didn't bowl that great in this innings. And then after that, in the limited overs games, we let him unlock all his tricks and go for his off spinners and his googlies and things. At which point he started cleaning everybody up, didn't he? He had a great trip. And you particularly struggled with him. I think he got you out in the World Cup a couple of times.
He did, mate. Look, and
What
this
did
is
you
the
find
thing, right?
difficult about him? What caused that, and
Well,
what
to,
was it struggling to pick him out of hand, or?
I think for me, it's I've always every time, oh, my whole career, sort of playing cricket, like real cricket. I always thought I was felt like I was a decent player of spin. I really like to use my feet and get down the wicket when I can. But I sort of, I guess, in the backyard setting that I've been playing there for, the 3 or 4 seasons, we never really had a decent spinner. I mean, the bowling was there, but I mean, a genuine leg
Sharp.
spinner that would come out, yeah, that was not too bad. Just too full there, sort of using my feet to get to it there.
Is it
But
fair
yeah,
to say that GURPS is probably the best spinner that's bowled at the WCG? Is that a fair
I
comment?
would, I would, I would say 100%. So, and that's no disrespect to Josh. Sorry, mate, if you see this, but yeah, and I think it's his action too. He really gets through the crease and sort of puts that pressure on you. So there's a couple of times there where I looked to take him on, use my feet, but a couple of times there when he was sort of getting the ball above my eyes, I found, oh geez, I was sort of stuck in the crease. And I think once you get stuck in the crease there, and the ball, you let the ball do the work. It's like, oh god, like you don't know where to come forward or go back, and that's why I think I found him, difficult to play in the end, because he was really good. And if you can
Yeah.
land it on a pitch that's not a genuine sort of length pitch, then you're always going to give batsmen problems, no matter what you're doing. Like it's just the way it is there.
Yeah, I mean, what are your memories of us in this innings particularly? Because my memory of this is that it didn't take long after you got going. Probably by the time you got to about 30 or 40, we
Yeah,
went
well,
very, very flat.
yeah,
Is that
which
how it felt for you as well?
it was. Look, when I first got in, there was big energy, but I felt the longer that things went on, and we sort of got on top, that we sort of knew that you guys would sort of start to fade, and that's when I was like, all right, well, I'm going to push the button here. And you got to remember, I think at this point in time, it would have been a good 26, 27 degrees or something at this time. It was
Yeah, it was
overcast.
hot, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was hot for you guys. It was hot for us. So I knew it would have been hot for you guys as well.
Yeah.
And I just thought, if we can just keep them out here as long as we can, keep them bowling overs. I mean, because I know you're not bowling off a long run up or anything like that. But when you stand in the sun, you're standing in the
Yeah,
sun.
it
It's going to
is.
zap
Yeah,
you
because the thing
either
is,
way.
there's no shade in the middle of the pitch. All the shade is
Pitch,
around the
yeah,
boundary edges. The middle
that's
of the
exactly
pitch, you're
right.
just cooking out there.
Exactly right, mate. And
I
there's
think
nowhere
we
to
really
hide.
struggled. We struggled early with that. We were a bit
Mm,
more used to it by the time the World Cup rolled around. But in the Ashes, that was a big problem for us. We weren't great with the heat, and we copped a
100%.
bit of flack off of your boys for drinking water during the days.
Yeah, I know.
But
Oh,
that was just part of it. We were struggling.
that was a good one there. Sort of played that a bit early, it looked like, but I was lucky to get away with it there. But
Yeah, I
yeah, no,
remember
you're
that you
right, mate.
waited on that well.
Yeah. It's funny you mentioned about the water and whatnot,
Oh,
because
that's a good shot as well. You took
yeah,
Connor to
that
the
was
cleaners in this innings, I think.
yeah, just sat up. And then, like I said, that's where I'm probably my strongest. That sort of, square of the wicket there. Um, that's where I like it. So yeah, anything short, you'll just see just goes. But yeah, mate, to truth be told, I
Oh,
think
that's
before
lovely.
this,
That sorry, just 1 second.
no, you're
Is
right,
that
you're right.
is that the best shot of your whole innings?
Oh,
I think there's this, and there's a cover drive you play
oh,
later on, which is textbook as well. But that's
yeah.
as good as anything, that, isn't it?
Yeah, that's just using the crease, mate. Yeah, and the other thing is, I feel like sometimes you've got time, because the ball does sit up, especially if you're using a half taper. And you're watching the ball come on. If it hits the tennis ball side, it just sort of sits up.
Yeah.
And yeah, and so whereas the
Look at
other
that.
ball, like
This
the full
over
turn,
6-4-4-4.
4-4-4,
Poor
and
old
that
Connor.
those extras
I
always
will
help
say,
too.
in Connor's defence, just to be fair to Connor,
Yeah.
this was the first time he had ever bowled in a competitive game ever. He's a keeper
Oh wow.
normally.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
Well, you got to
he,
give
he,
it to
he
him.
Yeah, when he plays club cricket or whatever, he's a wicket keeper. And this was the
Well,
first time he had ever bowled in a match, and I think he got
yeah,
caught in the headlights a little bit. But he
that's
did
all right.
improve as the tour went on. And a drop catch there. Oh,
Oh, I
and
thought I hit that into the ground then. Maybe I'm watching a different. Wait, let's have a look. Oh, it was too. Oh, yeah, that's costly. Oh,
he's
Anthony.
got a good set of hands as well, Ant.
Oh, no. Look, and he knows it too. He knows it too. He's a good athlete, Anthony, by the way. He was
Yeah, what did you
sharp.
make of him? Because he was a new player. He didn't know many of our players before this trip. He agreed to come last minute, and he did really well, didn't he?
Yeah, I thought so, mate. Yeah, he was the energy ball, I thought, for you guys. Like, really quick bowling from what I remember. Like he was come off a few steps
sharp
and really send him down. His fielding was good. Thankfully, not too good on that occasion there, but I thought he was really good, mate. I thought everyone, in patches played well. Like everyone had their. Oh, there we go.
That's it. See, this is what we were saying earlier about where we wanted Jake bowling at you early.
Yes.
That kind of delivery. That's a corker, that one.
Yeah, it was good. I'm lucky to say. And this is the thing, right, as well. On these sort of, short wickets, tape tennis ball, sometimes they get through, you know what I mean? Sometimes they just get through the gap, or it'll take a deflection onto the stumps. But to be fair, it wasn't a chanceless innings, obviously, with a drop catch and things like that. But it was nowhere, polished, I guess, as you could say.
What were your memories of our team? Was there anyone in particular who really impressed you? Is there anyone you look back on and think, oh, he was good?
Oh, I'm trying to think, and this is not to say that I'm just trying to think. Look, I think Sam. I always go back to Sam, right? Sammy Dennis. I could see that to me, it seemed like he had a really good technique, and no doubt, any sort of other sort of cricket game or whatever, like I could tell that he had what it takes to be a good cricketer. But unfortunately, as we know, it didn't really pan out for him on the trip.
Yeah, he's a frustrating one, Sam, because he is a really good club player. Red ball cricket, club cricket, he's a very good player. It's just never happened for him in the backyard games. It's been the same in our domestic as well. This just never clicked for him. But he is a very good player.
And that's just sort of one thing that I felt like. I remember going up to him after one of the games, and he got out cheaply or whatever, and he threw the bat and was obviously beside himself because, like he said, mate, I've fucking travelled all this way. And I was like, look, just hang in there, man. Hang in there. It's not happening. But I could just see that he was sort of, really getting down on himself. And
the thing with Sam is he's not the most patient guy.
Yeah,
so he gets frustrated if the results aren't there early. I think if he'd come in and got a 50 on the first day, he would have cleaned up that whole tour. Yeah, because he started with a couple of low scores. I think it just got to him a bit.
That's right. And to be fair, mate, I probably, what's the word I'm trying to think? Underestimated yourself in a way. I thought, this guy, the ponytail or whatever, you can't take him seriously. But those left armers, mate, they were really good and hard to play as well, because I think you're hot, like the way, because you're so tall.
That's the thing. You don't face many 6'5" left armers, do you?
No, that's right.
It's a weird thing for a batsman to face more than anything that I do in terms of skill. It's just weird for people to face.
100%, mate.
But we had a good battle in this innings. We had a good little battle later on in this innings, which I really enjoyed. But
yeah, that was good. And just sort of going down leg there. But no, mate, I thought in general, I thought you guys were a very well-rounded team, and you know what, things just didn't go your way, and sometimes that happens.
I thought we were a bowler light. I always felt we were one real wicket taker light of being really competitive. If we'd had one more bowler, like a Rob Maguire, Jimmy's brother, he's probably our best bowler that didn't come. Or we had a lad called Alvin or Ewan McGregor. If we'd had one of those guys, it might have been a bit more even. I just felt, because you guys didn't really have bad bowlers. There was nobody you could guarantee you could take for 20 in and over in your team.
Yeah, well,
but whereas we maybe had a couple of non-bowlers who struggled a bit. But
that's true. But no, look, in general, mate, I thought you guys gave
it. This is the one I was talking about. This may be the best shot of the innings, this.
Yeah. Saw it nice and early. Yeah, that was good. That was nice. I'll pay that. I don't really whatever, but I was happy with that.
That's lovely.
Actually, there might have been, I don't know if it was in this game or was in the test match, or might have been in one of the other games, but there was a hook shot that I sort of hit on top of the roof. I think it just went under the roof of the stand here. And there's a good picture of it on the WCG cricket, where the ball, you can see the ball, and I've sort of hit it, and you can see.
I think I know the one you're talking about. I think that is in this innings. I think
it might be in this innings. Yeah, it's
sort of coming up later on.
Yeah, I might have been against a spinner, one of the.
Yeah, I'm thinking it was one of the slow bowlers. I think it might have been Crowther.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Maybe.
I think so. Yeah, I think that's coming up here.
Yeah, but
you're on 45 here in the sort of blink of an eye, really. I mean, by this point, how long does it generally take you to feel set? Are you feeling like you're in? Oh, where's that going? Bloody hell!
Yeah,
well,
there you go. That's the
just
sweat.
as I say, are you feeling set?
Yeah. Look, I think.
Is this where you
there?
change
What,
it? Is
50?
that where you change the bat?
Oh, it might have been. I'm not too sure. I think that was just the heat, mate, and the sweat.
Yeah.
No, have I got the right? Have I got the same bat there? I can't shoot. I can't tell.
Oh, yeah, I think
Maybe
it's
I
sort of
see
same
there.
one.
I'm feeling the handle there. See, I'm giving that little swing. That was a good delivery from Ricky. But no, to answer your question, mate. Sorry, doubling back. We look, for me, I don't think it's necessarily about deliveries. I think for me, it's more if I hit a good shot. If I hit a couple of good shots, or if I'm edgy early, I think it'll take me longer. But if I hit a couple out the middle early and get a few boundaries, usually I can start to sort of get into it and be like, okay, all right, I'm seeing it well, and move on from there. But if I'm struggling early on, I'm very, very flashy, very sort of edgy. And I think that sort of just carries over, mate. But yeah, I mean, what are we in here?
Would you say you're
52
more of a
deliveries
touch
in.
player?
I think so, mate. Yeah, and I've always been a bit of a confidence player too. If I'm in trouble early, usually I'll get out not long after that. But if I hit a couple out of the middle straight away, or you try and build on that, there we go.
One?
There it was. That was it. That was the one. So I thought it was a spinner.
That's
must have been.
That's a 50 shot as well.
Yeah.
Do you remember this feeling? What was it like? First morning of an Ashes series, you're raising your bat for a 50 on the first day. Do you remember that feeling? What was that like?
Yeah, mate, it was unreal, surreal. Because, like I said, being a confident
because that's not just a 50 at the WCG. That's an international 50 against a team that's come from half the world away.
I know, mate. It was really good. I look, like I said before, I look back on these games with the fondest of memories. But sort of raising that, I wanted to go out there and sort of live up to how I knew I could play. So it was a good feeling, mate, to be honest with you. And I just felt like, okay, well, if I can do this in my first innings, then all I can do is build. But I guess this was really the only standout performance, I guess you could say. But it was good to happen early.
You ended up missing a lot of games, didn't you? Did you have like work commitments or something? You did miss a fair few of the games.
I think I played most of the games, or maybe I think we were using.
Or was that in the World Cup?
Squad.
Did you miss a few in the World Cup?
Yes, I did miss a few in the World Cup because I just said to Brendan, mate, I said, look, we're probably in a position where we can, get through to the final anyway. I said, why don't we just give some of the other guys a run, the younger guys a run that were coming in or that wanted to play, just because they'd taken time off work as well and, gone away to do things and whatever. So gone out of their way to help over the years. So I was like, well, let's give them a run. And then, if we make the finals, then I'll come back. But yeah, I guess you could say we had the luxury of being able to rest a few players. So that's all. Oh, geez, I thought I edged that. Looked like I edged that.
I think you did, yeah. It just didn't carry.
Yeah.
There you go. This is the highlights back again.
Oh, no. Oh, nice. Here we go. Oh, mate, you've edited this video really well. Look at that.
Yeah, the editing on our channel's got a lot better over the years. It's
so good.
I still love that shot, that back foot one.
That one's good. Just it was like a flick of the wrist. The one after that one, but yeah, that's the one. I thought I was out there, to be honest. When I hit it, I thought, oh shit! But the way that the tape was swinging, the ball,
it kind of bent down a little bit, didn't it?
Yeah, just ducked under. Yeah, so
look at that. There's your numbers.
Yeah, going well. Try and rubbing my hands on the wicket to try and keep the grip.
Stop throwing the bat.
Yeah, stop throwing the bat.
Who's on now? I'm just trying to think. Do you remember anybody in particular causing you trouble this day? Because so far there's been the odd streaky moment, but by and large, nobody's really looked. I think of Jake's bowled well so far.
Yes,
in this innings. But aside from that, no one's really caused you horrible problems, have they?
Oh, no. But I like you said before, Jakey was that was a good one. That was good. One bit of advice. Well, looking back at this now, what was his sort of sort of angle here trying to bowl around the wicket? Was it just that he had a bit of more of a run up, or he just didn't like bowling over the wicket?
Some of the right-handers in our team felt that you could use a slightly longer run-up bowling round the wicket coming from behind that umpire. A few of our players felt that. Plus, I think also at the point now, you're on 50. We've tried going over the wicket. At a certain point, you mix things up, and
that's right.
Going over the wicket didn't really work, and I think the idea might have been to give you a 3-1 offside field go round the wicket with the angle going across you, but then try and swing
yeah.
it back in and try and open up a little gap. But again, I don't think the ball really swung much in this innings. My memory of this is that the tape ball really didn't swing as much as we thought it would. I think that's because of the sun, maybe, or
yeah. Okay, well, that was good. That was not bad there. Just a flashy delivery. Probably should have left that. But no, going back to your question about trouble, like I found Ricky a little bit hard to see and handle. Just I think it's that sort of that action, that slinging action, where he's sort of his whole body's in front and sort of facing you, and then it's like the arm comes over late. And I found that sometimes like a bit hard to comprehend. But like you said, the longer things go on, you sort of learn to deal with it. Here we go. Then I'm just changing the bat there, which was probably my undoing. But I wasn't happy with the clicky handle. So I don't know what bat I've got there.
It got you 61, so it must have been all right.
Well, that's true. That's true. Would have loved to have scored 100. Obviously, like
were you thinking about that at any point? Are you saying that with hindsight now, or were you thinking about that while you were out there?
Oh no. When I sort of around this time, I thought, well, like, look, sort of, I'm getting favors now. There's a bad ball or two in every over. If I hang around, then I could probably get there. But like I said, mate, it's just those lapses in concentration, things like that. To be honest, I can't even remember how I get out here. But
you get out to me. We had a good little battle. We had a good little battle where you hit me for a few, and I think I beat you a couple of times. Then I got you with a slower ball.
Yes. Remember? Okay. There we go. See, that was the thing. I'm probably eyes lit up there. Like I love anything sort of wide, like where I can just throw my hands at it. But part of me sort of was like, all right, well, I've made it here now. Like, let's try and go as far as I can.
So is the job here for you? You're not really looking to cut loose here. Is the job more just concentrate, basically? Take the bad balls as they come and just stay there?
Yeah, mate. And that's one thing I've learned at sort of over playing a few seasons at the WCGs, just the fact that there's going to be a bad ball or two in every over. But then again, like you'll get an over of six absolute rocks. So you've got to give it, it's a bit of give and take, and you've just got to be patient and wait for it. There was a short one, didn't mind that. I was well into that, but I think I hit into the side fence there, did I? Love a short ball. Always been love to pull and hook. So that one would have sorted me out well. Here we go.
Yeah, so this is, I don't know if you've seen any of these on our channel. We have a tactical talking points bit. So in every video, we analyse one of the players. And I think this is, so this is what we were talking about. This is what we were looking at before we came with you. This is some of your dismissals to Yorkers.
Oh, how good's this? How good is this?
If you haven't seen this, I'd recommend watching a few of the videos on our channel from the World Cup and the Ashes, and they have these tactical bits in them. But this is what we'd noticed, what we were saying about early. We thought Yorkers early on might be the weapon to you. But you opened up your stance. I mean, it's hard to go through this without the volume on, but go back and watch this with the volume on.
Yeah.
That front foot press. That front foot press, you weren't doing that before. That was new for us. The year before this, you were flat-footed.
Okay. Yeah.
And then that's how you were moving your feet so much better.
Yeah. Okay. I must have had I didn't really sort of consciously think about it as much. I just knew that I wanted to move my feet. Are you much of a
thinker about technique, or is it more just natural?
I think when growing up and sort of my early coaching and stuff, I had some really, really good early coaching. This guy had like a bowling machine in his backyard and sort of an AstroTurf wicket, and I would train there and sometimes 2-3 times a week, even in the winter time. When it was our off season, but cricket was my sort of sport. So I felt like from a really young age, I always had a decent technique and was sort of taught, to get forward, play in the V early, all those sort of things. And sort of no shot was left, on the shelf. But I feel like when I go early in my innings and when I try and get out there, when I'm walking out there, I just think, move my feet. I don't want to be stuck in concrete. And so I think I kind of consciously try to tell myself to be like, okay, all right, let's move. Here we go. This will be the over, isn't it?
Yeah, so I really enjoyed this over, I have to say. This was a good battle. So you've hit the first ball was a pudding, you've smashed it for 6. Second ball's caused you a problem.
Yeah.
I think this was a back and forward all the way through. And that one went through your legs, I think.
Yeah, and now talking, after you mentioned the analysis, you're looking for that Yorker, aren't you?
Yeah, this was one of the things I thought. But I don't bowl a Yorker naturally. That's the thing. I'm too tall for it, really.
Yes.
That's a great shot. You've hit. I remember that. Do you know what I remember about that shot is the noise off the fence. You hit this hard.
Yes.
You hit that really, really hard. I remember that.
Yeah, man. That's my area. When I can free my hands anywhere from, say, like gully to sort of point forward to point there. That's my area. That was a good save there.
This is the wicket coming up. I remember you saying to me afterwards, you didn't pick this, did you?
I don't think I did, no. And that's hard, right? When
that's a good catch as well.
That's a great catch.
I think right here, that's what we were talking about at that. Yeah, was you telling me I didn't pick that one?
Yeah, mate, it's funny, right? Because from memory, I don't remember getting one. I don't remember getting one all innings there, and it just got big on me really early, and I just played through it way too early. But I hit it well. I mean,
I don't think you played the wrong shot there.
No.
I think just Yusuf was in a good position. That 3 on the offside, and Yusuf is a good catcher.
Yeah, exactly right. Eventually, you're gonna find the fielders there. There's just not enough room to not hit a fielder. Eventually, you know what I mean. So, but it was a good ball, mate. It was a good ball. What can I say? What can I say, mate? You got me.
Yeah, but I think the unfortunate thing for us is that you had very much gotten us first, didn't you?
Well,
so 77. How do you look back on that now? We already said, obviously, the whole tour was a fantastic memory, but how do you look back on that innings in terms of your whole WCG career? Because you've got the 138 and other good knocks as well.
Yeah.
Where does that sort of 77 sit?
Mate, to be honest with you, to be brutally honest with you, mate, like I said at the start, when the team comes over halfway across the world and, gives up their life for a week or two, to sort of put in a good performance and know that it meant something on an international stage, however small that may be. Hopefully it'll be bigger in the coming years. But yeah, mate, no, I hold it in high regard. And probably
it certainly didn't feel small when we were out there, did it? It felt like the whole world was watching when we were there. That was the beauty of it. It really felt like a proper World Cup. But
it really did, and the fact that we had the live stream going too, and the YouTube comments were flowing through. When we were out sitting and doing the commentary and whatnot as well, like we're responding and it just felt like it felt probably bigger than it really was, but to us, there was nothing bigger on those few days that we played.
On those 2 weeks we were there, that was the center of the world, wasn't it? As far as we were all concerned, but
100%, mate. But I look back on it really well. Great memories.
Well, you guys went on to win that series and win the World Cup that followed. How do you look back on that now? World champions, world's #1 side. I mean, does that feel a bit surreal when you think about it?
It does, mate. It does. Yeah, it is. And like I said, it's I remember telling my friends and a few other people, like, mate, there's these guys come over all the way from England, and they're flown over here to play in the backyard. And
I think a lot of viewers on the channel thought that we were just expats that lived there.
Yes,
I don't think people realised we were genuine tourists, and we weren't just on holiday and thought we'd stop in. We came over for that.
Yeah. And I think that just sort of blew people's minds. I remember speaking to people, and they go, "Oh, you serious?" And I'm like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, mate, it's legit." So I don't know what else. I don't really know what else to say, mate, except that I loved every minute of it. And like we said off air as well, if there's a tour or a return tour, mate, I'll be the first one on the plane because. One, you guys are just all bunch of great blokes, and there's nothing more I'd love to come over there and beat you in your own backyard. So
yeah, that's a good place. That's a good thing to talk about just before we finish. So the plan for the future very much is that tour and that series is not happening in isolation. That was the start of something rather than the end of it. And there are talks in the works for you guys to be out here in a couple of years' time at our new venue. So 100%. I think you've already answered the first question there, which is, will you be on the plane?
Yes, mate, I will be, without a doubt.
How do you think that will feel then? Obviously, we've spoken about what it was like for us coming all the way out there. Have you given any thought to what it might feel like for the shoe to be on the other foot?
Yeah, it'd be a whole new experience. But
have you been here before?
I have. It's funnily enough.
So it wouldn't be totally new in terms of the tourist side of things.
No. But funnily enough, when I was younger, I went to a school and we did a tour. Our school did a tour over there. So I've been over there and played against some of the like county sides and younger county sides.
Oh, so you've played over here. So yes, you've played here as well.
Yeah. When I think I was 14 at the time. So yeah, and I've got great memories of that too. Like some of the places we went and whatnot, it was just unreal. And yeah, so mate, if it's on again, if there's a chance to come over at any stage, I'll be there. Don't you
Well,
worry.
we are all very, very angry about how badly you guys beat us. So I can
Yeah,
promise you, when you come over here, we will be more
yeah,
hostile than the other under 14s teams you were playing against then.
yeah. Oh,
It'll be a
but
very
I
different
wouldn't expect
atmosphere
anything
to that.
less, and I wouldn't
Which I think
expect
is what
anything
we all
less.
want. I don't think you guys want to come over here and have a nice sort of friendly, lovey-dovey series. You want a battle, don't you?
Of
That's what
course
we
we
wanted
do.
from you guys, and that's what we got.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Of course we do. And mate, like I know you guys were saying you were copping stick for drinking water, mate, but I think I was gonna say I think before that innings, I don't think I had a beer until after I'd batted. So
yeah,
it's
that's probably
just
why,
the
isn't it?
context. I
Yeah.
was that nervous, mate. I just didn't know what to do. I was like, oh God, man, I want to give my best performance. I want to be on top. So
That's
I
what we
think
all
I
thought.
was
And
just
then as the trip went
pretending.
on, we all just started drinking first thing in the morning because we realised that it doesn't matter. We might as well while we're here. But we did
Yeah,
cop a
no,
bit of
that's
flack for
exactly
Walker on
right.
that first day, I think.
Oh, mate, hey, you're entitled to, but geez, you need it. You need it when you're coming over there experiencing those
Oh,
conditions. You need to drink water.
especially if you're from a country that's cold and rainy as well.
Exactly right.
It was tough, but it was great though. I mean, we didn't want to go out there and have it rain, so it was great that it
No,
was
of
nice.
course not. That would have been worse. Come all the way over here and we couldn't play. That would have just been a nightmare.
Yeah, that
But
would have crushed us. That would have been worse than losing. I think that would have been such a
100%,
disappointment. But
100%. We could add a few more beers though, but I'm glad we got it all done.
yeah, and
Yeah,
obviously, yeah, special time, special tour. Here's to many more in the future as
mate.
well.
Here.
Have
Yep.
you got a final message, Joel, for any backyard cricket fans that might be watching, maybe our team that might be watching? Is there anything you want to say about the future of backyard cricket in Australia or more generally? One
Yeah,
sort of
yeah.
message you want to give to viewers?
For me, it was sort of, I'd known Brendan and Matt and a few of the boys, through soccer and drinking at the pub and whatever. But I was sort of late onto the scene. And if there's one thing that I could say is that I'm just glad I got the chance, because,
Yeah,
I'd been speaking to Brendan before and I was sort of made, oh, I can see the cricket. And I was like, can I get a game? He's like, oh, it's sort of hard, because everyone was sort of tight knit group and it was hard to get a game. And I just got the call up one day because someone was injured, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me, mate, because the things that it led to and the games that were played and the fact that, we had a bloody team come over from England and that I was a part of it, like something I'll forever be grateful for. And hopefully, mate, there's many more videos, many more memories to come. And like I said, mate, I can't wait to get on the plane to get over and see you guys. So yeah, if anyone's watching, hopefully, yeah, we'll tune into that in a couple of years or not too long in the future.
there will be plenty more backyard cricket still to be played, I think, isn't
Yeah,
there?
I think so, mate. There's always one more over.
Well, Joel Wojcik, it has been a delight. That 77 was a fantastic innings, and even though it was against us, we still really enjoyed being a part of it. So, congratulations on that great knock, and thanks for talking through it with us today.
No
Anybody
worries,
who's
Alex.
anybody who's watching this on the Backwards podcast, you'll have just seen a shortened version of this. The full conversation with Joel will be uploaded in a couple of days' time, so keep an eye out for that. And in the meantime, yeah, Joel, it's been a pleasure to have you here, mate, and we will see you all again on the Backyard Cricket England podcast.
Thanks, mate. It was an absolute pleasure to be here too. Thanks so much for getting me involved, mate. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
buddy.
See you, mate.